Talk 1470. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Ask the Experts Show with local celebrity hosts Steve-O and Rene. Sit back each week while Steve-O and Rene educate you with live in-studio experts, such as lawyers, doctors, home improvement, and financial experts in their field. Call in and have your questions answered each week at 888-565-1470. Now, here is Steve-O and Rene with today's expert in their field.
Good afternoon and welcome to another Ask the Experts. I guess I better put my earphones on so I can hear.
That's helpful.
I was wondering why it sounded so strange. Hey, if you just turned in for the first time, we do a show every Monday and Friday from 4 to 5 called Ask the Experts, where we bring in local attorneys, clinics, health, financial, home improvement, and we just bring in the best, the creme de la creme. Let me introduce you to my co-host who has been with me forever. We actually started this show together.
How you doing, Steve?
Hi, Rene. How you doing?
Good.
We got so many shows to do this week.
We do, which is exciting.
Well, today is, I got to tell you, today is like kind of one of my favorite shows. Not that I have a problem, but the fact is that we get so many emails from people thanking us.
What type of problem?
They go local. No, that's another Spanish show we do. We get so many emails, people thanking us for doing a tax relief show. And it
always affects somebody. You always know somebody, whether it's a family member or a friend, that has a problem with the IRS.
And then there's the ones that think they can go up against the IRS by themselves.
Wrong.
Definitely wrong. So about 7-8 months ago, we found the top tax relief expert company.
In the country.
Not just here in South Florida. It's called Taxation Solutions. If you have a tax problem, if you have to go up against the IRS, don't. But call us today at 888-565-1470. There's no such thing as a stupid question because I've probably already asked it already.
That's right.
So it's 888-565-1470.
Yes, and today we have with us the founder of Taxation Solutions, Barry Fowler. Hey, Barry.
Hey, Rene.
How you doing?
How are you guys today?
Good. And if you'd like to watch today's show live, go to www.taxationsolutions.net.
It's really cool to watch the show. And if you miss it, you can actually go to Barry's website at www.taxationsolutions.net, and you can actually watch the show over again if you missed anything.
Or call them directly.
Good to have you on, bro.
Hey, glad to be on. We've been busy as can be. We've actually opened 2 new offices in Florida.
Wonderful.
St. Petersburg and
nice.
And where else?
Jacksonville.
Wow.
Oh, he's really got Florida covered now. And you cover all of South Florida and Martin County, which is a huge area. So, Barry, listen, we always have new people joining the show. Give them a little background about yourself and Taxation Solutions.
Well, let's start with Taxation Solutions. I started this company to provide help South Florida, Central Florida, and across the country that wasn't being provided by anybody else in the way that we do it. Because what we do is actually take the time to listen to our potential clients, go through a litany of questions with them to build them the solution to solve their IRS problem. Now, you can call any company, and any company can tell you, hey, I can do this or I can do that, or just basically talk off their cuff and say, yeah, it can be done. That is not true. Every program that the IRS has and that we can put our clients through has very specific and detailed information of what it needs to qualify. So instead of just jumping to the conclusion and saying, yeah, we can do it, and then put everybody off for months on end, and then just giving them the solution, we want to give them, we talk them through their problem and we come up with a solution with them and come up with the best solution available to them. Not one that, hey, we're just going to shoebox you into, and then at the end we're going to tell you, well, you just didn't qualify.
It's not
That
one
is why
size
the
fits
company.
all.
Wait a second. That's why the company's name is Taxation Solutions, because they find solutions for your tax problems.
That's exactly why we named it that.
Thanks, Rene. No, but I mean, it's not one size fits all.
No, not at all. And I mean, you hear companies out there going, oh, we got the Fresh Start program, we got this program, or we got that program. You know, those are all programs within the IRS, and yes, you can put them into that shoebox and say, yeah, you can qualify for the Fresh Start. But what we want to do is say, hey, do you qualify for Fresh Start? Do you qualify for the offering compromise? Do you qualify for non-collectible status? You know, what do you qualify for that will be the best for you and help you in the long run?
Right. And what I love about your company also is that if people go to you and you can help them, you're honest with people. So you're not about just taking people's money and telling them that you can help them if you can.
That's exactly. I mean, we had a client that we were just talking to not too long ago, and then I was rushing off that phone to get in with you guys. And, you know, we basically had to turn him down. He had too much money in the bank, too much equity in his home, didn't owe enough to actually go through the process of getting him a settlement. And another company offered, hey, yeah, we can do an offering compromise for you, and charged him quite a bit of money to do it. And we're telling them right up front that, hey, the best that we're going to do for you is a payment plan based on your situation. And, you know, he didn't understand that. We tried to explain it to him, so now he's off to another company who says, yeah, we'll do it. It's not possible in certain circumstances to get a settlement that some people are promising. You know, everybody hears these ads, pennies on a dollar.
Yeah, we see those all the time.
Yeah.
They're not all true. I mean, you know, it only applies to certain people in a certain situation. And we walk people through that to get them the best solution possible.
Now, though you are the founder of Taxation Solutions, you're an enrolled agent. You're licensed to represent taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service, and you've also been a long-standing member of several tax industry professional organizations. Tell people about that.
Well, in order to become an enrolled agent, you've actually got to take a test, or you've had to work for the IRS for, you know, a number of years and come out in good standing. In my case, I took the test, went through the federal background check and everything, and then continue to do my continuing education every year. What I'm recognized as is one of America's premier tax experts, and so I've got the superior knowledge for the tax laws and to find, you know, the best solution for you, you know, for your taxes, whether it's federal or state in some circumstances. And you got to be confident enough in who you hire to find the right person. And in my case, for my staff, everybody that we use that deals with the IRS is either an enrolled agent, a CPA, or a tax attorney. And that's who you're going to deal with here. You may deal with a few of our administrative assistants when we're asking for little pieces of information, but when it comes down to your solution, it's that enrolled agent and tax attorney and CPA that comes up with a detailed plan.
Hey, Barry, you know, it's very important. There's people who are very embarrassed, I'm sure, having a tax problem, and they're afraid to tell anybody or talk to anybody. Why don't you talk to them that, you know, this is not something you have to be afraid of.
Right,
or
and Barry
embarrassed of.
doesn't judge. His company doesn't judge you. They're not there to judge. They're there to help you.
Well, you got to be afraid, but none of us, you got to be afraid of the IRS.
Exactly.
You know, and what we are is the go-between. No judgment zone here. You know, you call in with your problem. We're going to talk you through it. We're going to try to work you through the whole situation. We're not here to judge you. We're not here to embarrass you. It may not even be your problem. It may have been a problem the IRS is having, and we just need to fight through that as well. So we look at every situation. Now, one of the things we started doing here just recently, and we're only doing it with your program there, is we are offering free tax analysis. And so what we'll do, if you call and you reference Ask the Experts, we will pull your transcripts from the IRS, complete tax record, and determine what your problem is from the IRS. And we're going to do that absolutely free right up front.
I love that.
Put the solution together. That's about $1,000 value that we're offering right there if you call in.
What number should they call, Barry?
I don't know. You got it.
Okay.
888
to the other.
I'm going to give the phone number. It's 888-930-1016.
Do it one more time.
That's 888-930-1016.
We got an email.
That's a great offer.
Yeah, we got an email from a listener saying we do especially for Taxation Solutions, we do it too fast. So
I'll say it slow once again. That's 888-930-1016.
Barry, what is an enrolled agent?
Enrolled agent? It's a prestigious designation from the Internal Revenue Service, U.S. Department of Treasury. It allows us to represent taxpayers all the way to the highest level of the IRS. We are basically the most knowledgeable group of people for tax law anywhere. So all we specialize in is taking care of federal taxes. That's what an enrolled agent does. Now, it doesn't mean we don't know everything about state taxes across the country. We do. And so basically we're considered to be America's premier tax expert. We're just a cut above the rest.
So tax resolution, what does that mean to the everyday taxpayer?
Well, hopefully for the everyday taxpayer, it means nothing.
Right.
But for those that owe money to the IRS, it means actually tax relief. Finding the perfect solution to your tax problem. Getting the IRS off your back, out of your bank account, away from your job, and out of your life, other than your regular annual filing. The rest of it, you got to get rid of them.
Right. And once they hire your company, they never have to speak to the IRS again.
Not at all. I mean, we're the go-between. We're what's going to stand between you and the IRS. Their phone calls come to us. They don't go to you. If they ever did call the taxpayer or our client carries our business card with them, and they just read out our number.
Right, refer it back to you. Because that has to be a stress in itself.
Taxation Solutions.
Right. And I'm saying that has to be a stress in itself if you get contacted or audited by the IRS that you have to speak with them. So that's a huge relief in itself, just handing it over to your company and know that you never have to talk to them again.
That's exactly. I mean, and that's one of the things that we try to preach to everybody. I reference a lot of different phone calls that we take here, and my tax consultants and my enrolled agents, my tax attorneys, and everybody else talks to me daily. And we had a guy that decided, hey, he owes about $100,000. It's easier for him or cheaper for him to talk to the IRS because they're being friendly and nice. We hear that term all the time. Oh, they're going to work with me, and they're going to go ahead and set up my payment plan. He called back here this afternoon,
I'm sure he did.
his payment plan was $10,000 a month, and he goes, I can't afford it, but they're being friendly and nice.
Yeah.
They are
friendly and nice to them, and maybe to a taxpayer right up front is, hey, we want to get all your information from you so we can come up with your payment plan that's best for the IRS.
That's exactly it.
Not for them, for the IRS. But when you start dealing with that IRS yourself, you put us in a bad predicament that we've got to fight through whatever you've told them. And that's why we try to make sure that every one of our clients that come in, they understand that we're dealing with the IRS. It's a slow process, but we're dealing with them. Anything you say, it's hard for us to take back. And that's why we're the only ones that talk to the IRS on our client's behalf.
Right. So if you get a notification from the IRS, go directly to Taxation Solutions. And let me give you the phone number once again. It's 888-930-1016.
We're going to go to break right now. When we come back, we got to do this. We got to tell you what can happen to you if you try to deal with them yourself. So we'll be back with founder Barry Fowler. We'll be right back.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more? Is the IRS levying your bank account or garnishing your wage? Taxation Solutions protects the future of today's taxpayer and can get you a fresh start. Their staff of professionals have a genuine concern for the IRS issues their clients face. Taxation Solutions have programs to stop the IRS and help you solve your IRS debt, IRS audit, innocent spouse, IRS seizures, offers, and compromise. Taxation Solutions are the leading experts in the industry. They look at each case objectively and honestly to help their clients identify the best solution. Call today for peace of mind and a free consultation at 786-600-4351. Don't stick your head in the sand anymore. Call now, 786-600-4351, or go on their website, taxationsolutions.net. Call 786-600-4351.
And we're back. I had a call, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago, and the guy said, I keep going to Taxation Solutions website, and I don't get anything. Guess what he was doing?
.com?
.com.
It's .net.
It's .net.
Right, exactly.
So we had with us Barry Fowler. Barry's the founder of Taxation Solutions. And what I want to get into now, Barry, is what can the IRS do to you if you
Once
try
you
to handle
owe
it
them
yourself?
money, right.
I think the bigger question is what can't
Yeah.
What can't they do? Exactly.
it's the biggest and largest collection agency. It's amazing what we've seen them do to the taxpayers, and it just gets worse. Dealing with them right now is even harder for the everyday taxpayer. It's even hard enough, for us at times because the availability of the IRS agents has become limited. Their customer service is terrible. They don't have enough staff, is what they keep saying, but yet they continue to do the audits. They continue to levy people's bank accounts. They continue to garnish people's wages. But then, when the everyday taxpayer that has that problem calls in, they can't get a hold of them. They can't get it stopped. They can't get them to do anything. So, it becomes really hard. We've seen, over the last few years, it's become worse, but the levies of the bank account happening, and they don't just happen any day. They happen on payday.
Right. They know when to get you.
Yeah, and, they then, if that's not working, they garnish wages, and it leaves them only a little bit of money to spend, maybe $100 a month, $200 a pay period. How do you live on that?
Wow.
So we see people changing jobs and moving from one job to another just to, stay afloat.
But they always find you. They'll always find you.
Yeah. It may take them a little bit, but not very long.
Right.
Or they're back garnishing your wages somewhere else. So, it's stepping up, being a man, addressing your problem head on, and letting us, be the service in between you and the IRS to get you the best deal and get them off your back, get your life back, get the stress out of your life and out of your house. If, you've got a family, it's hard to live that way. Your wife, your husband, children, all counting on, the money coming in to be able to have food on the table, pay your mortgage and everything else. And if the IRS is hounding you, how do you work? How do you live? Looking over your shoulder, looking at your bank account, what's there today and what's not.
Right.
Well, I tell you what, we have learned so much about Barry's company. Look, you see these companies out there, like you said, advertising.
Pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, it just crazy, insane things. And you read stuff on the internet, I paid these people all this money and now they're out of business. See, with Barry's company, with Taxation Solutions, they've been around. How long have you been doing this, Barry?
Oh,
it's a long time. And he goes,
30 years?
I've been referencing back that I've been knee-high to a grasshopper.
That's my Texas boy.
I was going to say, can you explain that in New York lingo, please?
In New York lingo, I don't even know how to put anything in New York lingo.
No, but you know what I'm saying, Barry.
New Yorkers here,
But, I mean, there's so much positive information on the internet about your company and our dealings with you and people who have called us. And it's just such a comforting feeling knowing that we can, tell our listeners about someone who's is legit, first of all.
Exactly.
Who's good at what they do.
The best at what they do.
And's done this with thousands of people.
Yes.
And, on top of that, I'm exclusive. And what I mean by that is that I'm just not going to take anybody. I'm not here about, how much money I can make, how many clients we get, and everything else. What I'm looking for is to be able to find people that want the right solution, want it done the right way, and are willing to work with us to get it done the right way. If all you're thinking is, hey, I'm going to avoid taxes by hiring Taxation Solutions, and I'm going to avoid the problem, and I'm going to lie, cheat, or steal to both Taxation Solutions and to the IRS, and that's how I'm going to get away with it, you belong somewhere else.
Right, exactly.
We're going to do this right for the taxpayer, for our client. We're going to do this in developing a program that fits their needs and gets them the best solution. Not just, hey, what I can just tell you to make you sign up with me and to get you to be a client of mine. It's, hey, here's what the solution is. Here's the truth. Here's what we think we can do based on what you're telling us. And we'll find the way to make that issue go away and let you sleep at night.
Did you ever unlock the basement and let that person out who wouldn't hire you? No, I'm just kidding.
So why do you think the tax pay is good?
But you know what, Rene, we actually had one of Rene's friends who contacted you, and you were like totally honest with them. You couldn't do anything for them. And so I thought that was incredible.
That was probably one of the hardest ones I had to turn away, but we looked at the situation and we went, here's what you need to do. And there's nothing else we can do for you, as much as I would love to help you because you're one of Rene's friends.
Right, and that's why I have the utmost respect for your company, because the fact that you would turn down business, I really don't see too many companies doing that.
I probably turn down more business every day than you can imagine that's out there. We would love to help everybody. But there are just a lot of people that just don't listen, and there's a lot of people that don't want hear the truth, and, so as much as we want to help everybody, it's the way the world works. I would love to take on, 100 new clients every day and, add continued staff, add continued offices, and help every one of them. If every single one of those people would listen, they would have the best solution possible for them with us. And, but you got these people out there selling these pipe dreams, for the lack of anything else out there that you want to call it.
Right.
Somebody's going to offer you a solution that in your heart and in your mind that is impossible to get because somebody's told you the truth of what you have asset-wise, what income you have coming in versus what you owe, and what's your bottom line at the end of the month. And somebody's told you the truth, and you want to go and say, hey, XYZ company over here told you that you could settle this for pennies on the dollar, and you want to believe them, that's your money that you spent over there.
That's right. Then all roads lead back to Taxation Solutions.
Exactly. There's many times. We had a guy that signed up with a competitor that's honest to God, it's actually one of the ladies that started working for me recently. And she told me about her brother that went to a competitor of ours. Of course, he went there before he knew about us or before she came working. And he has been with them for 2 years, been paying them every month for 2 years, which means he's paid them 4 times the amount of money we would have charged him.
Wow.
To get the solution, and he still does not have a solution on the table.
That's sad.
That's a scary thought. That really is.
That is absolutely sad.
Because people want to hear what they want to hear, and that's the problem.
I heard a guy say yesterday, Barry, he said, you can either pay me a little bit now or a whole lot later, instead of just you can either pay me now or pay me later. And that's really true.
It is very true. My guys are trained very, very well, and I monitor almost every call that comes in and goes out of this company. We're very selective on, like I said, who we take, but my staff is well trained to go through exactly what they owe, exactly what their situation is, and exactly how we need to solve the problem.
Yeah, and you know, if you're in so many cities, if you have a friend in another city, another state, give Taxation Solutions a call because they probably have an office either in that city or very close by.
37 offices across the country.
That's amazing.
Their phone number is 888-930-1016. That's 888-930-1016. Just remember, I mean, who wants the IRS on their back, looking over their shoulder, going to their bank account?
Right. So
a
once
phone
you
call changes all
So
that.
once you call Taxation Solutions, what can you do for those that have a garnishment or a tax levy on their bank account? What is the process for that?
We start working immediately. As soon as we get powers of attorney, engagement letters, and everything else back, we will step in and do everything in our power to stop those wage garnishments for sure. And we try to start working with the IRS to get that, bank account levy released. You got to be willing to work with us right up front, and we put a lot of quick work into everything that we do. We get calls every day, hey, can you stop this? Yes, we can stop it. It takes special talent. It takes my tax attorneys and my enrolled agents to get on the phone immediately with that revenue officer and do everything in our power to get that wage garnishment lifted.
And you handle businesses too, not just personally. You also handle businesses also.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, right there in Florida, we're dealing with a few companies on their sales tax issues. We're dealing with them on their business and payroll tax issues. We handle it across the board for individuals, businesses, the whole works.
He covers the full gamut of either personal or business. He covers it all.
Barry's with us every month. And listen, if you would like to call Taxation Solutions, you can call them right now at 888-930-1016. It doesn't cost you a dime
or they
to
can
make
go
that
to
phone call.
his website, taxationsolutions.net. If you want information or to write Barry or one of his staff members.
Barry, see, I got to put up with this New York. Barry and I are from Texas.
I
okay?
know.
Yeah, we come do what? And, it's like, can you imagine having to put up with this 24 hours a day?
But we all love her.
Thank you, Barry.
Barry, thank you so much, man. I love this guy. It's so nice knowing you're dealing with someone
so reputable,
who's above board.
Yes.
Who's if you have a family member, or if you have a friend, tell them they do not want to deal with the IRS, to call Taxation Solutions at 888-930-1016. That's 888-930-1016.
So they could sleep at night.
Exactly. And not out on a park bench.
Exactly.
Hey, Barry, thanks for joining us today, man. We love you, bro.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate being on with you guys, and look forward to next time.
Same.
Thanks, Barry.
Have a
we'll
good
talk
week.
to you soon.
That's
Thank you.
Barry Fowler, Taxation Solutions. We're going to go to break, and we come back. Hey, we're staying in the financial industry now. We're going